Well, I just fell in, came down that bank, slipped on the ice, right through there, man, soaked my whole left side. That water is cold, but we got the sluice. We're gonna head upstream, try to get to that spot that we worked before and got some gold. But the creek is awful high right now. I was just barely able to get across it back there. I should have stayed on that side, I think, but I didn't, so. Well, we'll give it a try anyway, right? Brr, that water's cold. Okay, I'm almost done with a half a bucket here. Let's look at the material in a minute, but let me tell you where I got it from. Right around here. Right around there where my finger is, you can see the stones on this side, and the water gets a little greener. It's a little deeper right there, and there's kind of a little face of this gravel bar right here. So as we already know, the gold comes around there and spits in there, or comes up over. We're not exactly sure, we're not God, but our thought is it comes around and deposits in here. Well, maybe when the heavier stuff isn't coming up that high, maybe it's able to suck right against that bank right there and hold in there, especially with the bigger squarish cobbles I'm getting out of there. The material doesn't look too bad. After you get a few of these bigger ones out, you get a nice mix of materials, a bunch of nice fines. See that good mix of material? I like that. And the material looks sticky too. See the tan color of it? See it? So let's push that through and see what it says. Maybe we'll get some bigger gold out of there. But what I mean by bigger is New York bigger, not just specs. You guys know, right? All right, let me classify this and then push it through. Man, I'm like, where's my scoop? I must have lost it when I fell down there, but then I remember I put it down in my hip boot. I guess that's a good place to keep your scoop, huh? All right. Okay, I put a couple scoops on there already. Let me know what you guys think. Is that running okay? I mean, she's trickling kind of slow. What are these cells doing? Now they're filling with material and then cleaning afterwards, so that's not bad. Let's put one more on there and see how packed they stay as the material's going. If every one of these are packed as the material's going, it won't get the gold any place to sit down. So let's watch that one more time. Like I say, you guys probably know, you gotta have seats on the bus for it to sit there. Gotta be someplace for it to go. Yeah, she's nice and open. I think we can run with that. I think we'll be alright. Alright, I'm gonna stuff this through. Okay, my phone finally turned on. It turned off in my pocket and it just went crazy for a little while. Glad we got it back on. So yeah, I pushed that stuff through the box. Not even one speck, no bigger pieces. I don't see any gold in there at all. It's kind of hard to see in there today, but I don't see nothing. So why don't we move back up by the bank here somewhere, kind of get some of that ice out of there and try to get a bucket out of there. Was I even showing you where? Well, you know where, right? Right up next to the bank here. All right, let's give that a try. Boy, my phone is acting all kinds of funny. I think it got a little bit of water in it. I got the second half bucket though. Looks like the video is kind of jumping in and out, is it? I got a second half bucket though. I'll feed that through and see what it do. I got it right up underneath. See the stick here? Right up out of there. So let's see if there's any gold in there. Yeah, the video's acting all funky. Let me try to do it again. Okay, I got to get you caught up. Obviously, we're not on the creek anymore. What happened was, my left foot was already froze from falling in earlier, right? Well, I went and relieved myself in the bushes, and I forgot to snap my belt back up. So the strap from my hip boot fell down out of my belt, and which caused the leg of my hip boot to come down, right? While I'm walking back to the creek, and that piece of that hip boot, the strap on my hip boot caught a branch or something, and I fell right in the creek again, and it completely filled my waders up again, and my foot turned into a block of ice. I was going to do another bucket, and I tried to turn my phone on again. Remember, it was acting funny, but then it was really wet, and I I decided not to turn it on. I brought it home, put it by the wood stove, dried it out. But anyway, I got all of our cons right here. I did see a little bit of gold in the mat that we got up next to the bank there where I showed you. I believe I showed you. But let's get this in the pan and see what kind of gold's in there, huh? Alright, we got it all in the pan. Get that branch out of there. But give me just a minute. I'll work this back off though. Maybe we can a little bit together here. I'm using my my new camera there. I forgot who it's made by. 3 letters, DJI or something. Pretty nice little camera. Let's see if we can see anything together. You see the amount of black sand in there? That's all black sand. On that second half a bucket, the sluice just filled right up with black sand. And then, like I said, I saw a couple flakes in the box. I just dumped it in the bucket. Came home. The flake right there. I'm not sure how close I can get with this camera and have it stay in focus. There's one right there. I have to get used to this camera and start using it again. Actually start using it. I never really did, only just a little bit. Alright, let me work through this stuff and we'll have a look at the gold. Okay, I got it all worked out here. I'm going to try to use this camera here to see if we can see this stuff when it being so small. There's quite a shadow there though, isn't there? On the little screen on the back, I can't really tell what it's showing, if it's even showing it correctly. So I'll pull out my phone, which did finally get dried out, and I'll get a little closer video, I guess. Okay, I got the phone's eyes on it. Zoom in here a little bit and have a look at this stuff. A few pieces in there. That flake isn't too bad. A little one there. A little dot there, I think. A couple more there. And a couple went by me. 10 or 12. Not too bad. Not too bad. Alright, there we have it. 10 or 12 pieces, maybe 15 out of 2 half buckets. That's not too bad. We're not sure how much gold was in the first half bucket, so we don't know if it came from out further or up tight next to the bank. But we know that we get gold up tight to the bank and on the bank, so I suppose that all of it or most of it came from right there. But thanks for coming along, keeping me company, giving me somebody to talk to other than myself. And you know I do that enough. Alright. Hey, a little heart rock. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one. You keep having fun and I will too.